Have you ever been so into someone only to get hit with, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now? Then 2 months later, they're in a serious relationship with someone else? Look, some people are like Ubers, always available. Others are like taxis, only stopping when they're ready. Let's flag down the taxi cab commitment theory. Hi, I'm Iseman. I'm a relationship coach, and I want you to have the tools and skills that you need to build the relationships that you want and deserve. This channel shares all the lessons that I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. Subscribe to get more sex, love, and modern relationship tips that you can start using today, no matter what kind of relationship you're in. What is taxi cab commitment theory? The taxi cab commitment theory was made popular by dating advice books and relationship coaches, mostly aimed at straight single women in the 90s and early 2000s. The basic idea is that men go through life like taxis, picking up passengers, aka dating, but their commitment light stays off. When a man decides he's ready to settle down, his light turns on, and the next person to hop in the cab gets the full commitment ride. The takeaway? If he's not committing to you, it's not you, it's just bad timing. So is this math or a myth? Sounds logical, right? Except it's ridiculous. Commitment is not some mystical Uber pricing surge that magically activates at random. This theory gained traction because it felt like a comforting explanation for why people don't commit, but we've got one big problem. There's absolutely no science or psychological research behind it. No science, no data, just vibes. And as much as I love a vibe, you can check out the link to my favorite vibrator necklace below. I love science and data more because I'm a nerd. The taxi cab commitment theory isn't an actual or official psychological theory. It's just a pop psych way to justify why some people don't commit. A complete commit myth. The main reason I'm not a fan? It excuses bad behavior and shitty communication instead of addressing real commitment issues. The real truth about commitment is that it's not about timing. It's about desire and values. If they say I'm not ready for a relationship, what they really mean is I'm not ready for a relationship with you. If someone truly wants to be with you, they'll make it work. And I'm not saying if he wanted to, he would. I actually agree with Sabrina Zohar, host of the Sabrina Zohar Show, formerly known as the Do the Work podcast. Sometimes there are actual unrelated, extenuating circumstances that prevent us from doing what we want. But that doesn't change the fact that it's the wrong timing and therefore the wrong person. So in non-monogamy, does this taxi light still matter? This commit myth can show up differently in different relationship styles. In mainstream compulsory monogamy, people often talk about waiting for the perfect timing or the one to make them suddenly ready for commitment. In multi-partner dynamics like consensual non-monogamy and polyamory, this theory can land a bit awkwardly. The idea of waiting for the right time feels weird when definitions of commitment can be somewhat more flexible. Instead of a taxi's on-off light, think of it more like a dimmer switch. Commitment is something you build over time, not something that just appears compulsively out of the blue. There's generally no magical moment where someone suddenly wants to commit. It's about ongoing communication and agreements. Now, a conversation about commitment and non-monogamy wouldn't be complete without looking at how it shows up differently in hierarchical versus non-hierarchical dynamics. Hierarchical polyamory and open relationships are more similar to monogamy in that people structure these relationships like a ranking system, waiting for their light to turn on for a primary partner. In non-hierarchical polyamory and relationship anarchy, people create their level of commitment based on what feels right in the moment, rather than waiting for an arbitrary green light. Any intentional relationship dynamic, non-monogamous or monogamous, would ideally define commitment on their own terms, making sure everyone's on the same page about exactly what it means and looks like before investing time and effort into building it. So how do you spot the taxi? Here are some red flags that might show that you're waiting for someone's taxi light to turn on. Inconsistency and word and action. They say they're not ready, but they act like a partner, giving you just enough to keep you hanging on. Lack of accountability. They say they want to just go with the flow and tell you things like boundaries and commitment aren't poly. They jump into some version of commitment instantly with the next person. Some signs of a healthy approach to commitment are that they communicate what they want clearly. No mixed signals. They don't make you feel like you need to wait for them to be ready. Consistency and word and action. You notice commitment building over time, not at random or expected fully all at once. Okay, here's the hard truth that's gonna make me very unpopular with pickup artists and dating gurus. There's no right person, wrong time. If they're not interested in the type of relationship that you want right now, then they're not the right person. You don't need to wait for someone's light to turn on. There are plenty of people shining bright green lights already, no matter what relationship dynamic you're interested in. Love isn't a taxi ride. It's more like public transit. There's always another one coming. Besides, It's 2025. Taxis are outdated. Have you ever been waiting for someone's light to flip on, or were you the taxi who wouldn't commit? I really want to read your stories in the comments. If you love hearing relationship myths get roasted, then hit that subscribe button and commit to me for more videos like this. Let's go for a ride.